This is Kyle Braxton. This is KJ. This is their mother. International internet sensation, the official DJ co-host for the Atlanta Dream, and overtime elite, DJ Jay Chalet. Time for Industry Pets. Jay, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. So give us an introduction. Kyle Braxton is a
Maltipoo. His birthday's actually on Monday. He's going to be turning a whopping 10 years old. Doesn't act like it, doesn't look like it. I forget all the time that he's actually considered by his vet a senior dog. I'm in denial. I've been in denial for some time. But this last vet visit, they're like, wow, you're a senior dog. I was like, don't call him that. It's not him. But. And then KJ, my chinchilla, he is going on 4 in October. So that's my other little baby.
Do they get along?
They do.
They do.
They do.
They play together?
They do. So when I had first gotten KJ, Kyle is a very curious animal. He prefers humans over animals. He'll be intrigued by them, but when it comes time to play or just chillax, he's like, okay, I prefer human beings over other animals. But when I first gotten KJ, he was so intrigued by what is this little thing? And chinchillas are fast, so they would chase each other around. And even now, because KJ stayed, you can kind of see his cage back there. So that's his condo, his 3-story condo. But Kyle will go over there from time to time, and KJ, and they'll be at the bottom of the cage and just tap noses for a little bit, oh, you good? You good? Okay, I'm good. And then they'll all right, whatever, cool.
Okay, so Kyle did not try to eat KJ when they first met.
He did not. I was a little worried, but because of chinchilla fur, that it can't get wet, and dogs like to provide kisses with licks. So he had licked on KJ. I'm like, okay, you can't do that. So he didn't try to eat him, but he did get a couple of licks in. So
why can't a chinchilla's fur get wet? Is it a gremlin?
You said, is it a gremlin? No, so because their fur is so fine, I forgot, I think it's either 70 or 90 strands of fur per hair follicle. So they're very thick. So KJ looks a lot thicker than what he actually is underneath. His body is very small, but his fur makes it so thick, and so the fur is very dense. And so if it gets wet, it just kind of stays in there. It could mold. It could all those kinds of things, just because his fur is extremely, extremely dense. So the way that they bathe or clean themselves is they take dust baths. So he has a little blue bowl that I put. It's called moon dust. I'm not sure if it's really dust from the moon, but that's just what it's called. I don't ask any questions. That's what they said he needs. Put a thin layer of moon dust in, and he'll go in there, and every other day he'll get a dust bath, and he'll go in and spin around because their fur just can't get wet, and they naturally have a tough time cooling, regulating their body temperature. So he has a marble slab in his cage that he sits on. Is he on there right now? No, he's in his little boat. You can actually see, hold on, I'm gonna try to, right there, he's right there on his little boat. But it's a marble slab. It keeps him nice and cool. And so obviously if his fur were to get wet, that would raise his internal temperature, and they can actually have heat strokes and die because they have a tough time lowering their body temperature. So getting a chinchilla wet is not the move.
Now, how did you come about getting a chinchilla? Because that's not a conventional animal that people get.
It's not. So when I was younger, born and raised in Germany, my mom, I should probably ask her what made her get a chinchilla, because that seemed normal to me when I was a child. I don't know. We had gotten 2 chinchillas thinking they were the same sex, and they weren't, and they had babies. So in Germany, you just finished your food. Excuse me, this is Mr. Kyle Braxton. You want to do the interview? Very greedy. Hi, Mr. Braxton. But yeah, so I had chinchillas as a child, and but as I got older, because like I said, he's going on 4, so I got him about 4 years ago. I was like, you know what? I think I want another pet. I want another dog, but with my schedule, it just doesn't make sense. So I was like, okay, maybe let's get a chinchilla. I feel like that might be, because I'm used, I've had them before, so maybe that could be a vibe. So I know it's very unconventional, but we've just had all sorts of pets already anyways. So a chinchilla to me wasn't too unconventional, but I don't know anybody with a chinchilla besides myself. So
what kind of sounds do they make?
It's called barking. It doesn't sound like a dog bark. I can't recreate it myself, so it'll probably have to be a sound you'll be able to look up on your own. But they'll like sometimes he'll be sleeping and maybe if he's had like a bad dream, he'll make like a little sound. Or they're typically quiet. They don't just randomly make noise. When they get a little irritated, they'll like, for example, I'll pet him or I'll pet KJ. And then he'll just like soak it all in, and then when he's like done, he'll like move. But if I still want to give him pets, he'll do like a little bark. It's not a bark. I don't know. It's called barking, but it doesn't sound like a dog bark. Kind of like, all right, that's enough. And I'm like, okay, sorry, whatever. You're just soft. So, but no, they bark, but he's very quiet all day long. He has like a running wheel, like a hamster wheel, and that's like the loudest thing that goes on in that cage, but he's a very quiet animal.
So they do this little spin move to get the dust on them, the moon dust. Now, is there anything else that a chinchilla does that's kind of strange?
Maybe not strange, but they can jump. They're very small, but they can jump up to 6 feet. So they're very athletic creatures, and they're very smart. But strange, he'll hold his food with his hands. So if I give him like a little treat ball, he'll just like hold it in his hand. Sometimes his hands are just so tiny. So when I like put my finger on there, he'll like take his little hand and just, it's, excuse me, sir. Hello. But yeah, so maybe not strange, just they're just super low maintenance. So he's just chilling most of the time.
Now, the person in your lap there, Mr. Kyle Braxton, he likes coffee. Who likes coffee more, you or Kyle?
So he just gets the regular pup cup with the whipped cream in it. And that's just, he doesn't get it too frequently, but he just gets the little pup cup, the puppuccino, the whipped cream thing from Starbucks, and I get all the bells and whistles. I get my little frappuccino with my shot of espresso and all the good stuff.
What do chinchillas eat?
They eat little like rabbit food pellets. So his main food that he has in his food bowl is like this like grassy, rabbity like little pellets. But then he also eats Timothy hay. They really like hay. So he'll have hay, and that'll kind of be like a treat that I have like hanging in a little bag thingy. He eats applewood sticks, and he has like really neat treats that like, there's actually one in there right now. It alternates between like a ball of Timothy hay and applewood, then Timothy hay and applewood, to kind of, engage him and keep him a little bit busy, make him work a little bit harder for his treats. And then he has like this little ball that's like his favorite. It's full of like seeds, and other like grassy, nutty things, and it's maybe like this big, and he gets one in the morning and one in the evening. He's had specific fruit. You know how there's like fruit covered yogurt, or like yogurt covered fruit rather. So they make specific ones for chinchillas. So he kind of likes those sometimes as well. But his favorite thing are the little seed ball hay stick. I don't know what in the world is in them. A whole bunch of outside stuff. That's his favorite. That is definitely his favorite.
And does Kyle have a special diet, or do you just do normal dog food?
So he gets dry food, Wellness Core raw rev dry food. So it's as raw as I guess the food could get. And then he also gets the same brand's wet food, and it's chicken, salmon, and little pumpkin pieces in like a pumpkin broth. I just mix it up, and so he gets a mixture of wet and dry food, because only the best for the kids, you know what I mean?
Do they know any tricks?
So Kyle knows the huge, the sit, lay, he knows get down if he's on the couch. Sometimes I feel like I say things to him and I'm like just talking, because I do talk to him a lot. And I'm just like, how did you know that that's what I said? Like, something happened yesterday. I'll actually have to send you the videos. And he was like just awkwardly standing there. And then he started to walk, and I was like, yeah, go eat your food. And he turned around and looked like that's where I was going. And I was like, dude, how did you know I was talking to you? That was a little weird. But yeah, just to sit, lay, come here, back up, get down. When we go for walks and I have to go throw his poopy bags in the trash, I'll be like, hold on. And he'll pause, and I'll set the leash down, and I'll go walk away and go throw the stuff away. So very disciplined dog, but I never got around to teaching him. Like, I've always wanted to teach a dog how to like roll over. But he just knows the usual stuff.
Do you take him to dog park?
Not too much. Like I said, he gets very submissive around other dogs, and he's just like, where are the humans at? Like, if there's a dog and a human, he'll run up to the human, and the dog will come over. He's like, you're cool, but I like your human a little bit better. So even with them, he's just like, okay, y'all are cool, but where are the parents at? Where are my grandparents?
Now, do the grandparents spoil the dogs?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kyle is extremely spoiled when he goes over there. I think maybe about a year and a half ago, actually, when he had one of his vet checkups, his vet was like, have you been feeding him a little bit much? I'm like, no, why? He's like, I don't know. He's just gained a little weight. I was like, well, he did just leave his grandparents' house. I said, Mom, how much have you been feeding Kyle? She's like, I mean, I just throw in a little extra treat here and there. I'm like, it might have been a few here and there because the vet said he gained like a pound, okay? So definitely with like the snacks. But he's already a very affectionate dog. So then he also gets all the loves, and my parents every night, they'll watch TV. So he'll just kick it with my dad, and then he'll go to the other side of the couch, kick with my mom. So he's just spoiled with food, snacks, a bigger yard than what I have, and attention all the time when he goes to his grandparents' house, for sure.
Do you board them ever, or do they chill with the grandparents when you travel?
They chill with the grandparents when I travel. I did try Rover like one time, but he is like a bit of an anxious dog, and so for me it's important to keep him as comfortable as possible. And so my parents live in Alabama, so I will drive the 3-ish hours, and literally I'll stay there for like a day or two and kick it with them also, but just to be able to drop him off, and then I'll go travel, and he'll stay there for a couple of weeks. Last year I was actually traveling for a while, so he was with my family for like 4 or 5 months. I'm like, I feel like a deadbeat mom right now. Where's my son? Like, I haven't seen him in forever. But no, I prefer not to board. And I'm thankful to have parents that are like, no, yeah, come on, bring him over. Like, that's not a problem at all. So
do you have like a traveling backpack or satchel or something for KJ, or do you ever take him around with you or take him to the store?
You know, I've considered that, but I don't know how how store owners would feel about that. But he has like his little travel thing. It kind of looks like a bird cage, because they can't be like too enclosed. Once again, like they can't regulate their body temperature all that well. So if he gets like overwhelmed or stressed out, it will be difficult for him to cool down. So having as open of like a travel situation as possible. So it's kind of like, I actually think it is like a baby bird cage that I then put like a blanket and something soft on the bottom, put a couple of treats in there. And so then that's how I carry him around for travel.
Tell me about Maltipoos. That is a Maltese and a poodle?
Yes. So I have seasonal allergies, and I needed the most hypoallergenic dog I could possibly get. And they say poodles are pretty hypoallergenic. One of my friends in college, she had a Maltipoo, and so I was like, I'm not allergic to your dog. Okay, I like this. And so that's kind of what, and plus he's cute. I think I sent you that little orange apricot thing. That was literally Kyle as a child. That was the day I got him from the breeder. He still has like apricot strips kind of down his back now and in his tail, but I don't know what happened, but he got like a cream color. But he's also super cute. So I was like, I can't just like resist this. And I am like allergic to him just like a little bit, but not like his fur. I think it's like his like saliva. So if he's like licking on my arm for too long, I like get a little red. So it's not like a terrible like allergic reaction or anything like that. So I guess the Maltese part is the non-hypoallergenic part. But yeah, so that's kind of what made me decide on that breed, besides the fact that he's a super cutie pie.
If your dog had to be voiced by a celebrity, who would it be voiced by?
That is a great question. I don't know why Samuel L. Jackson is the first person that comes to mind.
Does he cuss in your mind? Does Kyle cuss?
I feel like he does, and he has a really serious side eye sometimes. But he's like youthful, and I feel like Samuel L. Jackson, even though he's a bit older, he still has like a youthful spirit about him. And so I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it. That's the first thing that came to mind. I don't know why. He's a larger than life guy, even though he's very small, and he's very lovable. But he has a crazy side eye, so I feel like, you know, that might be his doggy version of like the curse words sometimes. But probably Samuel L. Jackson.
And what about KJ?
Oh my goodness, maybe like The Rock. I don't know why I'm just thinking of he's like this big, because KJ is also, I feel like he also thinks he's a lot larger than what he actually is, and he's kind of strong. Like I feel like he has like a sleeper build. I know The Rock doesn't really have a sleeper build because he's just buff, super buff. But KJ's got some strength to him, but he's also like just like, okay, I have my personality, but when I'm chilling, and I feel like maybe that's kind of the vibe I get from The Rock. Like, he has a great personality, but minds his business, works hard, and just chilling. When it's time to not chill, then he's not chilling.
Name a funny story involving KJ.
So KJ has this weird, I don't know what it is with both my pets actually. They have like this weird love for feet. So when it's playtime for KJ, he gets let out of the cage. And so I'll, sit in the play space with him. He has like little toys, little like wooden contraptions, and he'll run around, he'll jump on your shoulders, and then he'll just like look at you. And then he'll literally, as you know, toes are like skinny, right? And so if you're sitting down, your toes are like pointed up, and he'll just literally jump and like balance on your toes. Because chinchillas, similarly to cats, they like being like in a higher space. And so I guess the shoulders, he's also jumped on my head before. I have pictures and videos of him literally just chilling on my head. But he just like loves feet. And he'll like balance, and while he's like wiggling around, because it's like a small area, he's just up there just chilling on the toes. That's something crazy and quirky that KJ likes to do it in playtime. But Kyle, he's just a random guy, just all around. He just does all sorts of random stuff. He likes to bury his face in the carpet and then just like slide around, and he's a character. He is a character. I think maybe that's something he gets for me. I entertain myself, so I feel like at times Kyle is just like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do right now. So I'm just gonna drag my face from this side of the room all the way across to the other side of the room. But yeah, they're fun.
How does owning pets affect your mental health?
For me, because I've had Kyle since he was a puppers, and like I said, Monday is Big 10. Having had him in my life for the last 10 years, I've gone through breakups and loss, but then like really great accomplishments and everything. So he's been there through all sorts of things, and that's one of my favorite things about dogs, is just how loyal they are. And it doesn't matter if I left for 5 minutes or for 5 hours or for 5 days. Anytime I walk back through that door, it's like he was seeing me again for the first time in the longest time. And so just knowing that even if I'm having like a bad day, going home and being like, you know what, I know I can chill with my puppers and just hold them and just, provide them with that time and affection, or just rubs and lovies. I know that I'm going to always get unconditional love from my dog. And so, just navigating through different emotions over the last 10 years, it's been really nice having him by my side, even with like some health stuff that I had going on, just very intuitive and just very caring. And it's just nice knowing that, in my space at all times, unless I'm traveling or anything like that, I have a little guy and then a littler guy, but it's a little bit different because he's in a cage. But have a little guy that's just ready, he just likes to like touch, like he'll just put his little butt on my legs if I'm sitting on the couch and have like my feet on the ottoman. He'll just barely be touching me. Then he might move off for a little bit, but then he'll come back. But it's just nice knowing that, we love each other so much that no matter what emotion or what kind of day or time I've been having, I can always count on him to be there and love me the same way. So it's definitely appreciate him a lot.
Do you think that KJ has unconditional love for you, or is he just like I put up with you and you better change my dust?
And you better change my dust, and I need my applewood sticks and some more hay, because I have no more hay right now. No, so chinchillas naturally they're considered exotic animals. So human interaction with them takes time. They also like to explore with their mouths. So there's a difference between like a chinchilla biting you and a chinchilla like lightly nipping at you, like trying to figure out what it is. And so building a relationship with a chinchilla like takes time. But I'll go in there and he has like his like spots under his neck, like on his belly. I'll actually have to try to see if I can get you a video when we're done here, when like I'm rubbing on him and he'll like close his eyes and like and so a chinchilla allowing someone to like pet on them and touch on them, that kind of like takes time to develop, if that makes sense. So I feel like I think he likes me. I think the unconditional love is there, or else he'd be like, just only time you stick your hand in here is when you give me a treat. Other than that, don't touch me. You know what I mean? So I think he's just restricted in his space, but he likes he's still up there. You were so cute. Oh my God, he's so cute. Yes, he is. Both of my children. Look at that. Can't get enough. I know he's just being nice till he gets his treat. So he'll get his little treat in a little bit. But yeah, so I think in their own ways, they know that I love them both very dearly, and so I think they love me back in their own ways.
Well, thanks for stopping by Industry Pets. Jay, tell everybody what you got going on.
Yeah, so we just wrapped up the second season of Overtime Elite. If you love basketball, you should definitely go check that out. It's some of the top high school talent all around the world playing in the league. It's kind of like a prep school, but we have top tier talent for sure. Some of our guys are already going to the league next season. Getting ready to start my second season with the Atlanta Dream as their fundraising DJ, co-host, all that good stuff. I'm having my own show, so make sure to follow me on social to know when I'm having my shows, both domestically as well as internationally. I got a lot of cool stuff on the way that I've been working on as well. My SoundCloud, I upload new mixes every Monday, so if you like different types of music and just different type, you know what I'm saying, I upload all different types of music. So a lot of stuff I have going on, a lot of stuff that I actually can't wait to tell you about, Raj. But be sure to follow me on social and keep up with me there, because that's where I post all my stuff.
Thank you so much.